And you're right.
Can we do a mic check? Can we do a sound check?
Yeah, it is good. Welcome to Game Day Battle, where Cleveland sports news meets biased and outspoken opinion. We have a huge show today. In fact, we have not only a draft show, but a Cavs season wrap-up show. And, that's maybe not as happy as we'd like it to be, but it's still interesting. First off, this might look like a less than normal crew, but it's not.
It's below average.
It is, it's actually about to become above average because Brett is on an island of his own. He's remote right now. Whoa. And he'll be joining us. Hey, Brett, there you are.
Hey, Brett.
Satellite.
He's joining us now from a remote location. We've got him tucked away in a little cellar, locked in, can't go anywhere.
And we will not tell you where it is.
No, we won't. We probably won't let him out either.
It's one of our new segments. It's called Find Brett.
Before he dies. We gave him a pack of Skittles and a bottle of water. So get there quick. Brett, I see that you're wearing, is that a Boston Bee on your shirt?
Yeah, with the horrific tragedy that happened yesterday in Boston, and it's just a sad thing to happen, especially for a Boston Marathon that's been on for legacy for years and years and years, and that's just Bostonians go to that thing. It's everybody from around the world, it's for a tragic event that happened, and it's just another. You gotta show our gratitude and gotta wear the B and honor those guys over there.
We're actually drinking Boston Lager today as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess
in
tribute
memory and support of Boston and all that they're going through.
And and that's definitely a large topic and a sad topic. We won't touch upon it much here
for another show, I'm sure.
Yeah, possibly, but definitely our heart goes out to anybody that was in any way affected or touched by that. So let's just continue the introduction here. Dale Shantz Tercey sporting. Is that
vintage? This is vintage 90s Cavalier action right here.
Colors from the good days.
Yep. Well, not really.
No, they suck.
Not really. These were the Shawn Kemp days.
Hell yeah.
Who's on the back?
It's Kyrie Irving, so it's...
That's pretty cool, I think. I mean, Kyrie Irving in colors that he
part
never
of the
wore.
past mixed with the future. At least LeBron nenever wore this.
LeBron was never in those colors.
This one, so that's all we got going.
Absolutely. And
kind of fits me like a Snuggie, but it's all good.
You had to tuck yourself in?
It's just my muscles, you know what I mean? There's just some muscle. Not enough room.
God. Wait, what?
Huh?
Ramon Torres to my right. And I know you're pumped up for Brown season, as you can see there.
You gonna wait for that? Yeah, I am, man. I can't wait for that opener, man. It's like the low time for sports right now. So with the Indians being over, now I'm just gearing up for the Browns, and that's always my favorite.
Dude, the baseball season just started.
Yeah, low time with during that March Madness nonsense. Now baseball's in full swing. We're headed into the basketball playoffs. Unfortunately, we're not a part of it, but
forget this guy in the March Madness. March Madness rules. So.
Yeah, March Madness sucks.
His bracket sucks. So, anyway, I'm Mike Glass, and we do have a huge show. It is going to be mostly a Browns draft show. We have draft picks to look at, position needs, and just in general, where do we want this team to go, and what can they do, especially if their owner might be in jail soon for some tax shit that's going on. Who knows? Also, we got to look at Byron Scott. By the time this airs, he's out of here, and this is a big pivotal point for this team. Kyrie Irving is on contract for one more year. So picture another year of this and the way that he's sort of been acting out a little bit towards the end of the season here, and we could have a problem. And that is not something Dan Gilbert wants to have to deal with. So next coach could be huge, but right now we've got to look at where we're at with that team and where that team can go. So we'll get into all of that. I say we got to kick it off first with the needs for our Cleveland Browns coming up in the draft.
I hope I get to wear this jersey for more than a year.
Hopefully.
Game Day Battle is brought to you by Bamboozle's Restaurant and Lounge in Parma. They have the best drink specials anywhere. Seriously, buy one, get one free drinks. How often do you hear of it? You don't. They do it twice a week. Billy's mom makes the pasta sauce all the time, and the burgers, you simply won't find a better one. Check them out, bamboozles.com. Again, bamboozles.com. When you go there, tell them GDB sent you.
So, looking at what we think our needs are, I think it's time that we look at the individual candidates to wear a Browns jersey, to be to have the pride of Cleveland football all over their back. A lot of history there. I'm saying it kind of jokingly because of the last 10 years, but realistically, that's a pretty.
It's all right, Mike. It's
I
okay.
know it's a pretty big
okay.
deal. It's a pretty big deal.
We suck.
We do.
We're so irrelevant.
But we're going to get back to relevancy in a big way and reestablish ourselves. It'll happen. It'll happen.
Eventually.
Eventually. All right, so we're going to start off with what we think might be a couple of guys that are ideal for the first round, and we're going to swing it out to Brett Island out there
On location.
On location in a hole somewhere.
Yeah.
Brett, the number 1 pick for the number 6 pick, but in the first round for the Browns is.
Well, guys, the number 6 pick on everybody's mind has got to be Dee MILLINER. He's going to offset the other side of the field away from Joe Hayden, and it's going to be a dynamite defense if they can pick him up. Dee MILLINER, some of his strengths, he likes to, he can punch the line to scrimmage. He can still catch up to the guy man coverage. He's pretty fast. He can move quickly different directions, pretty fast, stuff like that. Anyways, he's got some of the weaknesses is that if you're a stout running back, you can pretty much break his tackle. He likes to lunge. He likes to go at the feet of runners.
I know, but well, certainly Dion Jordan is the easy pick because he's at the top of most of the mocks out there. But Brett, do you really see that happening for the Browns?
I wouldn't be surprised if they trade down this pick and get a lower draft pick. Maybe go after. There's a lot of rumors going around about going after a quarterback. Maybe trading down, getting Ryan Mallett. I've heard that in the rumors too. There's also talks that's come up yesterday. They're going to try to move upward and try to get GENO SMITH for a quarterback. So there's a lot of rumors out there, but I would not be surprised if the Browns trade down their 6th pick and try to pick somebody up from another team like the Patriots, like a Ryan Mallett or a quarterback like that.
All right. So possibly Dee MILLINER, number 1, and for us at least, number 1 pick for us. Dale, is there any other way we could go, assuming he gets taken, or for some reason the Browns just don't have him on their radar?
I think second on my list would definitely be the outside linebacker position. I know he made some moves to bring in some guys. They're hoping to move Jabal Sheard out there on the side and see what he can do. But I like Dion Jordan a lot from Oregon. He's fast. He had a great combine, and he's a solid pass rusher. He can add something fierce to our line. He's you watch his college highlights, and he's just a playmaker. He finds the ball. He's looking for the gap. Right off the snap, trying to find you in there. And even if he can't take you down for the sack, he's fighting for the knockdown or just the broken play or just trying to throw off the timing. And he plays on every play, and he was a big part of Oregon's championship that they were able to put together. So I like Dion Jordan a lot. That's if we stay at 6. I also got another name I want to throw out here for you. Should we slide down into the early 20s, I want to see us try to snag Barcavius Mingo. This guy is just an animal. He's from LSU, 6'5", 240, set school records in almost every defensive statistical category that a defensive end could, and he's just an animal. I mean, this guy is beast. He eats running backs for breakfast, and I think he could be I'd love to see him in orange and brown.
Well, is it more because you just want to be able to say his name over and over again?
Yeah.
Was it
Barcavius Mango?
Come on, that's just fun to say.
Yeah,
Barcavius Mango. But definitely, Jordan. I think that's a guy that he's like just a lightning out on the field. He's extremely powerful and quick, and that could be really cool as well. And maybe we don't even have to stay at 6 for that to grab somebody like him. Maybe we can go down to like 10 or 11.
Yeah, and he's just a raw athlete too. They worked him into the offensive package as well. They ran him as a fullback. They put him out on as a slot receiver on goal line packages and everything. So he can do it all. He can even drop back and play some zone for you. And he's got some hands. Linebacker interceptions. It's a huge part of the game.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool, especially with all the tight ends kind of cutting across the middle of the shallow middle. So, Ramon, assuming that we don't have an option for either MILLINER or Jordan, or we don't trade down, we stay at 6. Any other guys that maybe we might want to look at or be happy if they target?
Eric Fisher, 6'7", 306 out of Central Michigan. This dude is a monster, man. Everybody, like I said, is talking about him. He's in everybody's high mock drafts from number 1 to 5 or maybe even 6 to us. Even if we pick him up, that's a steal. I like to see us just stay where we're at instead of trading down and finally go after that big name player.
All right, so the Cleveland Cavaliers started off with a little bit of fanfare and a little bit of excitement. And their season progressed. Things got a little tough. They got a little tougher.
Ugly.
And then they fell apart.
Ugly.
Right, and that's pretty much been the MO for this team for the last couple of years. At the time of this filming, Byron Scott technically is still the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, at the time that this airs, I am guessing that he will not be.
I have it on very good authority. DST sources close to Byron Scott and his family said that his house is already up for sale, and he's well, my source is Donald Trump. Donald, you just want to go ahead and tell him?
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
For that, yeah.
Get out of here.
You're fired.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Well, let's hope not, man.
Well, okay, so does he deserve blame for this season, last season, for where the Cavaliers are now, or does he not? Fired or not fired doesn't really matter at this point. Does he deserve the blame, or how much of the blame does he deserve? Let's just even look back at the season and see kind of what came about, what happened this year stat-wise. Dale, I know you kind of put together some fun for us.
I sure do. Looking back at the the entire season as a whole, it was just a straight disaster. Just a knife in the side of every Cavs fan. It was really tough to watch them play this year. Overall, some rankings for you guys throughout the NBA, just to give you an idea of where we stand. You're gonna have to dig to the bottom of the barrel for most of these categories. But out of 30 teams, points per game, we ranked 19th overall with 96.5 points a game. 22nd overall in rebounds per game with 41.1. 26 in the league. Yes, we're getting worse. These numbers are falling. Assists per game, 20.6. And finally, points allowed. Our dreaded defense. We allowed over 100 points a game, 101.1. Again, that's out of 30 teams. We finished with a 5-game losing streak, 2-8 in our last 10. 24-57 overall, 14-27 at home, 10-30 on the road, 3-13 in our division, 18-33 in our conference. I mean, there is just nothing, not one thing that I can tell you that this team is doing well under Byron Scott. We're not winning at home. We're not, playing good defense. We're not killing the boards. Minimal progression out of our players this year on the whole. Kyrie Irving, he progressed as we knew he would. Stepped up from 18 points a game to 22.4. Tristan Thompson, huge. He went up to almost double digits. He's a double machine. Love to see the progression from here. So maybe that's the two bright side is those two pieces progressing. Definitely didn't see what we wanted out of Dion Waiters this year.
Did not.
He is young, so you can't expect these guys to come out and, be all-stars. LeBron James, he's playing his best basketball that he's ever played, and we're already a distant memory from how he used to play when he was here. So these guys, they need solid coaching. All right.
That sounds miserable. The one thing that sounds, I think, the worst of all of it is where we fall defensively. And let's just assume Byron Scott gets fired, like he probably will. What if the coach that's sitting out there without a job, and that is Mike Brown, were to get called in?
He shouldn't even mention that name in this city.
Wow.
Do you understand that he's actually on the list? I mean, he is a possibility. He has friends in this organization. When they fired him, they didn't fire him because they were done with him. They wanted more time to make up their mind. He has a clause in his contract that says, or he had a clause in his contract that said, you must fire him within 10 days of the end of the season, or you have to pay him, I think, the majority or all of the next year.
Santa has a clause too, but that ain't doing him no good.
How long have you been waiting to give that one? How long have you been waiting for that joke?
I don't know.
That was bad.
Sorry.
So he wouldn't extend that for them to give them more time to make up their mind. So they went with the business decision. So if that's the case, that means they weren't saying we're done with this guy. I think they wanted to see where LeBron went or what happened with him or what their feel was for that to see if they wanted to keep Mike Brown or not. They got rid of him. probably in part to appease LeBron, and that's over. So now you've got a few years of seeing what no defensive scheme or focus does to a team. Maybe Dan Gilbert and his cohort say, you know what, we need a defensive coach. Who do we got out there? There's Stan Van Gundy. You know, maybe that's a guy that you look at, but he had his troubles with the Magic and Dwight Howard.
Never a fan of that clown shoe.
Well, he's a definite possibility. A few other guys, but that's kind of the point. If you were just to take just a very generic and quick sort of scraping of the top prospects for NBA coaches, Mike Brown is on that list, and we may be looking for a coach. So
basketball coaches are such a dime a dozen. It's disgusting.
Anyways, none of you guys even brought the whole fact that this team been plagued by injuries all year. We lost Andy, our if not all-star center, earlier in the year. So that's no rebounds right there. That guy was averaging a double all the way till he got injured. So we bring in a fucking rookie and Zeller to start, or then we bring in Tristan, and that's like almost a rookie too because he didn't play that much last year.
It's true. Injuries were a problem, but
and you cannot blame Byron Scott for this. This team is young. They don't have nearly the pieces they need to be even a contender, even to get in the 8th seed if they wanted to. This team has some bright spots, but yet again, it's basically team of bench players.
play this.
Hey, now time for our new segment on our show. As we've seen in previous shows, the 2-minute drill. And Mike's got a few questions he's going to be tossing around, and we're going to go from there.
Yeah, let's do it.
We have to have a
timer.
We need a timer. Dale's going to set us up with the timer. You're going to see timer pop up right about in there.
That's the Bamboozles 2-minute drill timer. Mike, why don't you take this time to tell them about our lovely sponsors and how they can join us on Facebook and YouTube?
Yes, Bamboozles is our sponsor. We do some stuff from there. They help us out. We help them out. And you can join us on Facebook.
So they're like this bar.
You just go down there and
you've seen it on our Facebook page. Go to our Facebook page, click like. You're going to see all the specials that you get at Bamboozles.
Well, just got a phone call that Bamboozles is no longer sponsoring the 2-minute drill. And it's now being brought to you by Joe's Donuts.
I do like donuts. Not as much as I like Bamboozles. A Bamburger. Go get a Bamburger. They're awesome. Best staff there as well.
How about that Facebook, YouTube?
Facebook. Go to Facebook, click like, and go to YouTube and click subscribe. It used to be up here, but I'm noticing that it's not there anymore. You can subscribe down here, I think, now. So,
if not the worst promo ever.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
I get what you're putting down.
Go to Bamboozles, drink and eat there. Click like on the Facebook page and click subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's really freaking simple. All right,
you just hit the trifecta. The 2-minute drill is ready to roll. Let's
2 minutes ready to roll. And ready, set, and go. All right, the FBI raids the Flying J. What effect will this have on the Browns, Dale?
I'm kind of worried this might have some effect. I mean, there's obviously some foul play going on. I do like that Jimmy Haslam came out right away and at least addressed what was going on to actually kind of give us an idea of what we were dealing with here. He says it's not too serious, but any kind of long-term effect on his company has to affect the Browns in one facet or another.
I would say so.
I don't think so. When you got billions of dollars like he does, that stuff like that just gets brushed underneath the rug.
It's like water off of a seal's back.
Yep.
All right. Well, if he goes to jail, then big effect. If he doesn't, no big deal at all. Bracket preview, the finals teams. Who is going to be in the NBA finals this year coming up, Dale?
From the West, I think OKC is going to get there again, and I'm really hoping the New York Knicks take out the Miami Heat, so I want the Knicks to go.
I really don't give a rat's ass.
I like that. I agree with you. I'd like to see the Knicks take the Heat out, but they're not going to the Heat, and they're going to go up against Blake Griffin and the Los Angeles Clippers this year. This is their year. They're going to turn it on in the playoffs. All right, the Masters. Should Tiger have been disqualified when he turned in an improperly filled out scorecard, Dale?
I'm going to say no, only because of the way that it was handled on the day that it was an issue. Anything that they had, they should have done then. They let him sign the card. He's Tiger Woods. He is golf, so I like the 2-stroke penalty.
Quick follow-up question. Would anybody else, any other golfer, been kicked out?
Without a doubt, they would have been disqualified immediately.
Ramon?
I think not. When you're Tiger Woods, he actually should have gave him some extra strokes and he could have won it. So I'm down with that.
Well, I think if anybody else had been the one that did this, they would have been kicked out. It was Tiger Woods. He wasn't going to be, but he should have been. All right, last question. Is Kobe done career-wise?
Kobe's done. He's retiring.
Kobe?
Yeah,
9 seconds.
thank God.
I think Kobe Bryant will be back. Nobody fights like this guy. He'll fight, he'll be back, and he's going to be good again, and they will have another championship maybe someday.
The Mamba.
Sorry to hear about the whining.
And that's it. 2 minutes. Adios, Mamba.
All right.
Thank you for the wonderful 18 years. You're an NBA legend and a known Hall of Famer.
All right, goodbye.
And you'll be back. All right, we have a very small amount of time left. We use this time to pour our beer out to somebody we hate.
Well, hold on.
Oh, thanks,
Okay,
Dale.
we're good. Hey man, you said the gut. So
It was my payback. I picked on his gut earlier, so
we're good.
So I get my head shined.
We're shining.
Anyway, so we're pouring my beer out to Dale right now. No, we get to pour our beer out to somebody we hate, raise our beer to somebody we like, or just bitch about something if we want to. We call it raising the beer, and I am going to let Ramon start it off because of Dale's insolence.
All right, I'm gonna pour out some beer to the Cleveland Indians for shutting down my opening day feelings I had. I was so pumped going down there, man. I never seen a city like that before. First time going down there for actually sold out game to see the city so alive, and then to go in there and to see Travis Hafner come and smack that 3-run homer in the first inning on us. Like, you know what? Like, fuck you, Cleveland, for not paying me that money. I deserve every bit of it. But you know what? I hate Travis Hafner, and I'm glad he's gone. He just sat here, rode the bench all year, and didn't do anything for us. But man, and then they go out and lay an egg, man. You know, to see a city like that, man, you want to go out and try your hardest. You know, I thought we were going to do it when we came back and tied the game in the first 3-3, and then it was all downhill. And then I said, F you Indians after the Cano slapped that home run on us, and I took my ass home. Bad stuff. And Brett?
I'm going to raise my beer. Everybody knows I'm a hockey fan, and yes, I got this, but this is not... It's not just for the Bruins, it's for the city of Boston. What happened yesterday was a tragedy, and it should never have happened to a bunch of great athletes that come from all over the world to do this marathon. And it's tradition on Patriot Day of all things to happen. It's a tragedy, and this goes out to all the families, all the victims that got injured or can't find a loved one right now. This goes out to you. My heart's praying for you. I pray for Boston. It's a great city. It's great, full of great people. You know, the real champions of Boston are the people right there helping each other out. That were just bystanders and that showed up and just helped people out. You know, if they needed help, and that's true patriotism right there. So this goes out to the city of Boston and to all the families and friends, all the victims. This is to you.
That's tough to follow, but I'm going to raise my beer to the, sadly, one of the only shining spots of our lovely tribe so far this season. That is Justin Masterson, gentlemen. A lovely 3-0 start. Only has 1 walk in 20-something innings, and he has just been battling. He hasn't been perfect. He's been in some tough situations, but solid defense behind their pitcher has been bailing him out and keeping him solid. I heard a wonderful statistic. Justin Masterson stands alone in the history of Major League Baseball as the only pitcher to beat both previous Cy Young winning pitchers to start the season and go 2-0.
Wow.
Justin Masterson.
That's
stands
awesome.
alone. I drink to you. I'm looking forward to you carrying our rotation.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Things are probably going to be looking bad with Carrasco and Walker-Minidez.
No, it's a whole
5 walks in an inning.
Yeah.
Can we have Masterson pitch at the 1 spot and the 3 spot?
Yeah, we'll just every other game.
I like it. All right, well, I am going to raise my beer to the voice of sports and definitely of football, Pat Summerall. Everybody's known him. I think the guy actually has been in broadcasting for my life plus a half of my life.
Probably all three of us.
Long
put
ass
together.
time. Yeah, all three of us. He's 82 years old. I think he got into broadcasting in his like mid-20s or something after his short football career or some crap like that. It's an astounding career, and
Some crap like that.
and it's the guy that I think anybody, even if you don't watch sports, you could just put the voice on and they'd be like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, I've heard
When
that.
John Madden calls you the voice of football, that's a big deal.
It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much written in stone at that point. So, hats off.
Pat's off. Yes, he is. Off in heaven somewhere.
Well, you're on a roll with the bad ones tonight, aren't you?
That's pretty good. Don't make me tell my Boston Marathon joke.
You don't want to hear the Boston Marathon joke.
No, I
It's way
won't.
good.
I won't put you guys through that.
So anyway, it's been fun. And Brett, out there in Brett Island, we're just going to ignore you actually. So everybody battle on.
Battle on, guys. Draft time coming up.
Oh yeah.
How the fuck do I get out of here? You guys hear me in there? This isn't funny anymore. Come get me now. I hear scratching. Weird noises are coming from somewhere. Dale's is bullshit. Later.